So, what we're going to work on today, core ab circuit. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to kind of triple up a lot of exercises. So there is going to be some endurance based of it, not going to be a massive amount of time. We'll warm up as usual, go quite slow on a lot of it because I just want you to focus on bracing through your abs though. We're going to start off with 2 balance exercises to begin it, just to try and get good switch onto the core, every muscle fired up. But you can start off, just squat down and up, and again making sure squeeze your abdomen on the way down. Keep everything nice and tight. Make sure as well your glutes are squeezed as you're doing this too. Your glutes are going to be a huge part of doing a lot of core exercises. We need them to try and help stabilize our hips on anything like planks, even if you're doing Russian twists. When you're doing leg extensions, getting a good contraction in your glutes is going to be important for holding stability on all of them. So do try and make sure you are squeezing them now, getting them engaged, so you're ready for what's coming up now in a little bit. Now you'll have done the first 2 exercises a few times, we've been in them regularly. So it's just going to be focusing on balance and control. From here, just want you to step back and step back in again. So stepping back and tapping. You can just work on the one leg for now, or you can be alternating. I'll call when we're going to switch. So you can do either one, staying on one, or switching each time. Purposely stepping in and out though, just because I want to work on having that elevation coming into it. See, I'm going to be doing similarly in a moment. Last few reps on this side. Good, you can swap leg if you haven't done so already. Onto the other side. If you've been alternating, just keep alternating. Keep changing which side you're working on. When you come in, you just have to gently tap the ground. You don't have to go to a full stand. Just tap the ground, come back in. Last little bit of this. Good, take it to a few walkouts. Walk yourself out, all the way down to a plank position, and back up to standing. Same thing again, make sure when you're getting down to that bottom position, holding the plank, that your glutes are squeezed. Tighten them up to help you again hold that position. What can happen if we don't tighten up the glutes, your hips want to drop down or they want to lift up to engage other muscle groups. And that's why we want to make sure everything's switched on so we can hold the right position. This time I want everyone to take themselves down and then come over onto their back. We're just going to go into a few glute bridges. So, from here, place your hands to your hips or down to your side. Your feet come relatively close into your glutes. And all you're doing from here, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling, lowering back down. Lift it up and just bring it down. Just tap your bum down to the floor as you do it. So when you're in this top position, it should literally just be your shoulders that are touching the ground and your hips are as high as you can get them. It is again the glutes that are helping lift us up off the ground, but you do need a good ab brace and a good tension in your lower back to hold that position. Last few here. Good, roll back over into a plank. Take yourself over. Hands down below shoulders. You can stay on your knees for now because we don't want to load up too much. We just want to get switched on again. All I want you to do is slight lift, one hand, then the other hand. Just raising the hand a couple inches off the floor by drawing your shoulder blades back. As you do this, try and squeeze in to the muscles in your upper back and into your mid back. The way you're going to do that is by not bending the elbow, but by drawing the shoulder back. And again, it can be a tricky move to get done. It's not a very natural thing all the time to draw the shoulders back. We're very used to having our shoulders forward these days. Nearly everything we do draws our shoulders forward. So again, we want to try and readjust that now, training your body to draw the shoulders back to a more natural position. Last seconds. Okay, you can come on up. The first exercises aren't going to be too difficult anyway, because you're just, again, going to be going as well as you can. So it is going to be tricky in terms of your balance, but you've done them before. Single leg deadlifts. So you're looking to just go as far as you can. It's not going to be too long an exercise. We just want to, again, get warmed up through the whole body and work on your balance now while it's going to be at its best. So we're going to do 2 exercises on balance, but we're just starting with these stiff leg deadlifts. So what you're doing, holding on one leg, the opposite leg or the opposite hand is forward, and you're tilting from the hips, dropping as low as you can. Now what I want you to focus on, don't bend the leg too much, keep it relatively straight, and you're looking to try and keep your body aligned. So as my body goes forward, my leg goes back, and you see both of them move in unison. It's all locked in, tightened up, and again using the glutes to help that. Okay, so this is our first one. I'll tell you when we're switching legs, but for now stay on the same one, and we're on in 4, 3, 2, 1. Tilting forward far as you can go, come back in and try and see if you can keep the legs suspended. Try not to tap down to the floor as you do it. Again, you're only going as far as you feel you can. You should find a good pull in your hamstring as you're doing it. Now anytime we're hinging forward from the hip, your lower back is going to get involved too. Now if this is happening to you, don't worry. If you're leaning over and as you go over, your balance is going left, it's going right, you're shaking all over the place, don't worry. Tap the foot down, get ready to go again. Because again, that's why we're purposely doing this now. We're trying to make sure we get this in before we fatigue out our core entirely, hopefully. Last seconds here. 4, 3, 2, change the leg you're standing on. Ready again in 3, 2, 1, lean forward. Now we're not going to have a break in between any sets here. It's going to be that few seconds, and you're just going to keep going from leg to leg, because it's not really intense enough that we need to have a break in between. So we're going to keep going, because although one leg is getting a rest, the core isn't. The core has to stay engaged the whole time, and that's what we're looking for out of these exercises. Engagement, a little bit of a pre-fatigue, so it is working, but we're not really pushing it madly. And again, you can see here, I'm not rushing through reps, I'm not going overly slow. I just want to go down at a pace that I don't lose my balance, that I can maintain it, and come back up at my own time. And again, we're hovering this leg. We don't let it tap down to the ground if we don't have to. We keep all the weight in the leg we're working on. And again, if you stop here, if you find that's the maximum pull you can get in your hamstring, just go to there. That's absolutely fine. Last few seconds here. Switching again in 3, 2, 1, and change, go again. Straight back into the other side. Now a little tip in case if you are watching the screen right now that you know what the exercise is, you see what the movement looks like, try and look at the floor. Pick a part on the floor, just a little bit in front of your eye line, and try and stay looking at that. If you're having to go through a balance move trying to focus on your own movement, and something else is moving, i.e. me. If you're watching the screen and I'm moving while you're moving, it can make it harder to focus on your own balance. Even as I keep flicking my head towards the screen and the camera, I tend to go off balance as I'm doing it. So I stay looking forward to my towel in front of me. Last few seconds here. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch the side, go again. Again, straight back in. Now, sometimes your first couple of reps when you swap sides, they can be a bit dodgy because you just trained your body to balance on the other side. Now you're switching all that back and reversing it all. Don't worry if your first couple of reps are a little bit iffy. That's fine, it'll balance out. And again, remember, you go into whatever range your hamstring will allow you to. So don't let your back round over and your shoulder pronate too far forward to get extra range. Just go as far as you can. The aim is, of course, getting as close to a 90-degree angle as we can. But that's going to come down to other factors as well, not just your core strength and your stability. It's going to come down to your mobility and flexibility. If your hip is tightening up on you, or hamstring's tightening up on you too early, it's of course going to stop us a little bit early, but it's fine because you've still reached your maximum. You've still gone as far as you're capable of going, and that's all we're looking for out of it. Last little bit. We're done after this one. 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're going from slow to fast. So we're just speeding up just a little. Now we're not looking to go ultra fast, just a little bit. What you're going to be doing is knee comes up, you go back and up, back and up. Full extension through the leg. That's what we're looking for. So it should be easier to hold that back position and come up than it is to lean forward and hold it down, because as long as we're down here, the harder it is, of course, to balance. So just knee forward, straight back and up. But you can see we're going again a good bit faster. Ready to go. On again in 4, 3, 2, 1. Lean forward and up. And again, if the balance goes, all you do, you tap your foot down, you get it back, you go again. You don't even have to reach the hand forward if you don't want to. You can keep the hands close to you for balance. It's just whichever feels better to you. If you want to reach forward to keep practicing the other move, that is fine. Main aim here is how long can you stay on this single leg without tapping down and losing your balance like I just did from looking at the screen. And this one, we're not as concerned whether the leg bends on the bottom too. Every time I look at the screen, if it bends a little bit, that's fine. So we're just worried about control. Last seconds. Swapping in 3, 2, 1. Off we go again. Back and up. Now remember, if the balance goes back here, don't try and go for a tap down right away. Try and see, can you regain the balance? Can you balance yourself back out by twisting through the hips to bring them back level, and then keep going. But of course, if you're about to fall over, tap your leg down. Even there, I looked at the screen again, lost my balance, had to do a little jump to try and get back on balance. And that is going to happen no matter how long you've been doing this. You will go off balance. You will move slightly in the wrong direction. But even your angles here can make a difference. If your leg tracks back behind the body, you might throw off where your balance is. Good. Swap side one more time. Last time on each one, just a short one here. 20 seconds each one. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. 20 seconds will go quick in comparison to finish this off. But again, it's important to work on your mobility and your stability as you're going through these. although they can feel quite irritating at times doing them like this because we go off balance, we fall. Changing in 3, 2, 1, swap leg last time. They have massive benefits though to other exercises. So again, although they can be irritating to do at the start sometimes like this, it's important to stay practicing with it, to keep working on it. And again, if you think about any sport, the amount of times that you are on a single leg, relying on your body being able to work out its equilibrium and balance itself to avoid injury, to keep you, whether it's in a point, in a game, going for a sprint, it is used often. We just don't practice it often. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we can come down to the floor. We can start on to our more direct exercises. So take yourself down. Here's what we're doing. We're tripling the exercises we're working on, so we're combining them together. No gap in between, and a very, very short rest in between rounds itself. So what you're going to be going for to start off with, you're just doing crunches, as many as you feel you can get in good technique, squeezing the upper abs. Once that's done, I want you to try and hold the squeeze in the upper abs, and you're going to bring the legs into it. After that, you got to bring both of them in together. So we squeeze up, drop back. So that is going to be 90 seconds of that we need to do. So everyone, we're starting with crunches. Get yourself ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Crunch up, squeeze the upper abdomen. Try and exhale as you come up as well. Exhale to really get that tight squeeze. Breathe in on the way down. Come down with control. 10 seconds left. After this, there's no break. We're going to crunch up and start extending the legs in 4, 3, hold yourself up here, extend the legs out, and in. Now the lower you go, the harder this is going to be. So you're choosing how far you go. If you get right down to the floor, it's going to be very difficult on the lower abdomen. If you want to push it out higher, that's going to make it a little bit easier on them. You choose where feels best to you. We're about to put both of them together. Not much of a difference yet. 3, 2, 1. Crunch everything together. Drop it down, extend out, crunch in. Extend out, crunch in. So it's that full body extension. We're just not extending the arms just yet. Last few seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. One down. We got to do that again. So again, you can probably see now we're using the same muscle group through it. We're just giving a slight break off it by either forcing a hold, moving into the extensions, and then putting it together. The same is going to apply to the next round of exercise as well when we move into planks. So I did say it's going to be a short rest. I want you to get yourself ready to go again. We're on to crunches in 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Crunch up, lower down. Now, I'm just going to call it out now, but this will apply through all of these exercises. Make sure your hands aren't cupping around the back of your head. Don't pull up through the hands. Use your abdomen to lift you up and use the muscles in your neck to support your head. Keep your airways open, keeping the chin off the chest. We're going to crunch up and hold. Freeze it here and extend the legs. Go. Extending out. Bring them back in. Now if you want to lower down you can, but try and keep your shoulders lifted and that brace in your upper abdomen. Remember, extend out the legs higher of an angle to make it a bit easier, or bring them lower and closer to the floor to make it harder. Last few seconds. Keep going for 5, 4, 3. Bring both movements together, crunch it up. Lower the shoulders and extend the legs. Bring it all together. And again. Remember, your lower back should be staying glued down to the floor, as it always does. 15 seconds left. Going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now the reason we're doing it that way is because 90 seconds of just doing those full extensions is probably going to burn us out too quick, and we'll end up compromising our technique, or we'll have to take a bunch of rest periods in between. That's why we're tripling it up as 3 slightly separated exercises. So 20 seconds, we go again. One more time on that one. Still a 30-second period on each one before we move into the next rounds of exercises. So set yourself back. One more time, crunch it up in 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Crunch up and squeeze. Now your range, again, everyone's going to be individual with that. It's going to depend on your proportions, how well your structure then is on how well your flexibility is, whether you can roll through the spine well, which I certainly cannot. But the main thing that matters is how tight you're squeezing the abdomen. Keep going for 4, 3, crunch up, hold, and extend. Legs go right out, long and low. Low as you feel you can. Remember, even here, airway stays open. Shoulders is lifted a little bit off the floor to keep that contraction in the upper abdomen as we do it. But the legs are going to put pressure to the lower abdomen. Just keep that in mind. If you feel your lower abdomen working, good. You should. Last little bit. 5, 4. Let's put them both together. Crunch it all in. Lower it all out. For the last round, if this feels okay, you can now start to extend the arms as well. Bring the arms out long. Full body goes out and comes back in. You've got last few seconds now. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it up, bring it over. We're moving into a plank position instead. Now, much like what we just did there, we're going to alternate around a little bit on what we're doing. So we're going to be in plank position. We're going to be up on our hands, up on our toes. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the hands. In round 1, we're going to walk out wide. We're going to walk in narrow. Then we're going to do the same with the feet, or we're going to put in jumps with the feet. We can do both here. So I'm going to show you what I mean with the jumps or the walk. It's up to you, and I'd recommend, if you are going for the jumps, to still alternate between both. So you're going to have from here, you're in a plank position. You can jump wide, jump narrow, jump wide, jump narrow. But ideally, I just want you walking your hands out and in. Out and in. That is the focus there, okay? Go for the jumps if you feel it is too easy, but it's up to you. After that, you're holding, you're jumping out, in with the feet. Trying to keep your hips as stable as you can. The option, of course, tap 1 or walk them out and in. Then we put both of them together. So these come one after another after another. So you are still going to be holding a 90-second plank in total. So let's get ready to go. Set yourself down onto the hands. And of course, it's a 90-second plank. If you need to take a break and shake out your hands, do so. That is absolutely fine. Everyone ready to go? Start with the hands in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come out, hands come in.
out and in. Now, keep your feet wide to begin here, to give yourself more stability. If the exercise feels easy and you want to challenge your core more, you can bring the feet close together, which will make it a little bit tougher. We're going to move on to the leg jumps or walkouts in 4, 3, 2, jump it out and in. Remember, you can just walk it out, walk it back in. Now, if you want, you can come down onto your knees and you just extend one leg out at a time. You have the option to reduce it at any time. You can walk one leg out and in, or you can alternate them. We're doing both together, hands and feet. 3, 2, 1, go. It's up to you what pattern you go in. Ideally, the opposite hand and leg should move together. So when my left hand comes out, my right leg goes out. When my right hand goes out, my left hand goes out, or left leg. So remember, alternate as you're doing them. You can do them all individually, or you can move a hand and a leg at the same time. A few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Another one down. As 1. 2 more to go on that. So again, should feel as we're doing that, your core, every time a hand goes out, displaces, your core has to switch on to avoid, now that we're on 3 pieces of contact to the floor, to avoid rolling and twisting. And that's what we're training in on that. No matter what, if you did a 90-second plank, your abs should be firing up anyway. Your lower back should fire up. And again, glutes squeezed. I keep mentioning that, but make sure they are ready to go, firing up. We're onto the hand walks again. We're ready to go in 4, 3, 2, walk it out and in, out and in. Remember, the hands don't have to go too wide here. We're looking at under the shoulders to outside the shoulders. That's all you're going for. Doesn't have to be a massive lift. 10 more seconds, then we're going into the leg jumps or walkouts. It's your choice. 4, 3, 2, 1, hands in, walk it out and in. So again, here's the options. You can be jumping, whatever pace you want. You can be going one leg, the other leg, one leg, the other leg, or moving out and in, out and in. You choose whatever way feels most natural to get a rhythm out of your body. We're putting both together in 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out and in. Legs and arms moving at the same time. Remember, this does not have to be a big move. We're looking at going from here with the hands to here. That is all you're doing. The same can be done with the legs. Last seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Take it down. Relax. We still got to do that again. Now we are going to have more work in planks coming up after these as well. Just keep that in mind. We still need to get through our rotational work after this. So our rotational work will be plank rotations and Russian twists, focus into the obliques. Then we're going to bring it all together. Forward movements, lateral movements to finish it off. If we have time, let's get ready to go. Set yourself last time down here. Ready to go. Hands walking out to begin. We're on in 3, 2, 1, go. Walk out the hands, walk them back in. Remember, you can drop to your knees anytime. When it's a push-up, it's a plank, it's always an option to lower one knee or two. So you can come right down here or stay up on the toes. Keep challenging the core. Don't be afraid to just go from one to the other. Legs moving in 4, 3, 2, hold the hands, walk the legs out instead. Remember, squeeze the glutes for hip stability. It's okay that they move a little, just not too much. 15 seconds, we put them both together after that. And like I've mentioned, doesn't need to be a big move. Can be on the knees too, tapping anytime. Putting both together in 3, 2, 1, go. Out, in. Last seconds, 15 to go. Three, 2, 1, good. Come down, relax. So, from here, we move into our rotations. Working onto our obliques. So, we're going to be again down on the forearms in a plank position. Again, just not up on the hands. Down here instead. You can be on the hands if you prefer, but it will be a bit more difficult to hold on the hands again. Of course, it's better to give them a little bit of recovery and get more support. So, we're bringing our forearms down to the ground. The elbow still stays directly below the shoulder, and we're moving into rotations. So, from here, all we're doing, twisting up, come back down, change side. Not too fast, not too slow, just going at a controlled tempo that you feel comfortable with. After that, we're going to go into Russian twists. You find your balance, rotate. Not much rest in between these. Ready to go? We are on in 4, 3, 2, rotate. Lift to one side, back to center, back to the other side. Try and make sure your hips push towards the ceiling in top position, and then level out with the body in the bottom position. You got 10 seconds left here, and then we transition to our Russian twists. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 seconds to Russian twists. 4, 3, 2, 1. Twist. Now, if the balance goes and you're resting on the glutes or feels uncomfortable, you can tap the feet down as well. Just rotate as so. You are looking to try and keep the body as extended as possible, so being up here isn't going to really have the same effect as leaning back here. Lean back as far as you feel you can. 10 seconds, and then we're back into our rotations. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip it back over. Shake the hands, get ready to go again. We are on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank rotation. Bring it up. Change side. Now the option to come down to the knees. Here's what happens. In the middle, we come onto 2 knees, and then we lift onto 1 knee. From 2 knees to 1 knee. That is the way we do it if you want the on the knees position. Only one leg extends outwards. You have that option 15 seconds left here. 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Ready to go again. Russian twist in 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotate side to side. What I want you to think about is, if the back of your hips was making a line, that's where I want you to reach to. Right back here, if you can. The further we can rotate around, the better. Like you're trying to grab something from behind you, under your lower back. That's where I want you reaching at. Last few seconds, 10 to go. Three, 2, 1, flip it over. Get ready to go again. Back into the rotating plank. I know I'm keeping the rest short because I wanted to get a lot of rounds in on this one. So, get set to go again. So we still do have more work to do after this round. Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We go again. Rotate up and down. It's 45 seconds we're in these rotations, by the way. And that is already 15 seconds gone. 30 seconds left. In the Russian twist, we're only going for 30 seconds. 35 when we're pushing it. 20 left to go. Last push, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, flip over. Ready to go again to the Russian twist in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Rotate. Again, just rotating as far as you feel you can with the body extended as much as you can. The tighter in the body is, the more stable you'll be, better center of gravity. The longer you make yourself, the harder it'll be. Last few seconds, 10 to go. Going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Relax now. We need to go again. One more round of exercises. You'll have a few seconds in between. Not much though. Only 5 seconds to 10 seconds to shake your hands out. Now all you're doing, using whatever room you have available. As you can see, I don't have much room going forward and back of me here from the way I've set up to kind of get a blank wall. But what we're looking to do, crawl forward, crawl back. When I call it, you're going to have just a few seconds to shake the hands out. You're going to relax. And from here, you're moving out and in. Now, you'll notice I have my knees bent. I have my legs bent. I can have my arms bent. I'm not asking you to go into a full plank walk, real rigid. You can bend. It's just about being on all fours to try and move side to side, because your core will then have to connect everything all together. So, crawling forward and back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crawl forward, crawl back. Now your steps can be tiny, like that. They can be larger steps. It's completely up to you. Does anyone still go up the stairs like this? Severely doubt it. For the record, I don't do it very often either. Last few seconds. Keep going, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, Few seconds to shake out, moving side to side. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shuffle it side and back. Side and back. Again, you don't have to go far here. And again, you can be in whatever position you want. Slightly longer, you can be real short in. Even if you want to be right in here, that is up to you. As long as you're moving all fours together, I don't mind what way you go. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Get ready to go again. On again, forward and back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, if you're midway through this, don't be afraid, just drop down to your knees. It's a nice easy position to be able to drop to a resting. Your pace is up to you as well. You can be going back and forth really fast or nice and controlled. Last seconds. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. No harm trying to change up your pace as well. See how it affects you. Side to side in 4, 3, 2, 1, go. A few steps one way, take it back. Same applies. If your hands go on you, your quads go on you, take 2 seconds, come down, come back up, back in again. Last seconds. Keep going for 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Last round and we're done. Okay. All you gotta do now, stick them both together. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to start at the back. You're gonna crawl forward, crawl all the way back to the middle, and then side to side. Doesn't matter the pattern you go on, you're just getting a forward, back, side to side. That's what I want you to work on. Last round, set yourself ready to go. On in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crawl it, go. Forward, bring it back, take it to the side. Take it back over, move it back, move it forward, center it, slide it. Few more seconds, nearly done. Four, 3, 2, 1. And that is us done, guys. So, you're on to your weekend. I'm hoping today